Hey, it's me, Brian. Good morning. I think it's still morning. Got all my chores done and everything. You know what I'm saying? Got the sprinklers going up there on the lawn that we planted last week. You know, sprayed it all out. You know what I'm saying? Got the sprinklers going. Teresa spent $53 buying the stupid things. Alright? Because, I mean, there's like 8 or 9 of them that I found around here, but they're so old and the sun's rotted them out so much that they're all broken, or they broke as I was trying to use them. So anyway, but the grass is growing. There's some stuff popping up. The little farm's doing really good right here. Onions and carrots and beets. The other farm out back is doing pretty good. I'm gonna make another little small video about about a little scorpion guy that's living in one of the buckets. But that's another video. Anyway, this morning, I wanted to talk about Depp v. Heard. Here, Joe, this video's for you, Joe Peroni, right? First of all, I don't have to do any background on this. Everybody on the planet knows, why Johnny Depp was suing Amber Heard, and but watching it on the feed, you know what I'm saying, right? It comes across this way or that way or whatever way. You know what I'm saying? The human aspect, right, tends to get overlooked by the whole social media aspect of the whole thing. But I'm going to try to break it down. And as usual, you know what I'm saying, I got the little magic budget book right here. Got some notes, right? You know what I'm saying, what I just solely my opinion, right, from what I've seen and what I know. You know what I'm saying, the whole thing. So let's start out. You know what I'm saying. Johnny Depp, when he first started this adventure way back, it's the whole UK thing and all that stuff, right? He really didn't understand, the implications, right, and the length that he was going to have to go to clear his name, right, to right this wrong that, Ms. Heard had placed upon him, right? Because over there, he wasn't suing her, he was suing the paper, the Sun, right, the daily tabloid, right, for libel. Right, because of this, because of the shit that they posted about him, because of this op-ed thing that she wrote, you know what I'm saying? Now, Siri lost that case because the laws in England are vastly different than they are in America. On the American justice system, right, unless you've experienced your journey through the American justice system, you have no clue how it works here. You know what I'm saying? And it's vastly different from over there in England. Over there in England, you don't even get arrested until they have enough proof that you did it. You could get away with it forever, right? With that one smoking gun. If they never find it, they can't arrest you. Here in America, you can get arrested for suspicion of conspiracy, suspicious to conspire, and spend 20 years in jail before you even go to trial. But anyways, the trial here, right, was a defamation case, right, where Mr. Depp was claiming 3 specific points of where Amber Heard defamed his character, you know what I'm saying, and ruined his career, right? In her countersuit, right, for double, because she's broke, right, because she wasted all of her, well, we'll get into that, right? Her countersuit was 3 specific points where she says that Mr. Depp defamed her character, you know what I'm saying, and tarnished her image for future, for her future value as a movie actress. Right, okay. Now, the verdict came out like this. Right? Depp won all 3 of his points. It was inevitable. It was inevitable that the truth was going to come out, right? And that it was going to rain, and that, Depp was, this time around, he was prepared. You know what I'm saying? His legal team was ready. They knew it. They had all the facts. They had all the figures. They knew what was not going to be allowed, in Heard's lawyer's words, suppressed. They knew what was not going to be allowed from the prior case from the UK, because their justice system is totally different. They knew, right? So they came prepared, right? On Ms. Heard's side, her legal team, they were banking on the simple fact that they'd already won this case once, right? And number 2, you know what I'm saying, that now that we got Johnny Depp on the witness stand now, right? They were going to get to the real bottom of the truth, and Miss Heard's story is going to be played out. Well, Miss Heard's story already played out back in 2016, 2017, 2018, whenever the whole thing broke off in the first place, right? You know what I'm saying? And she really didn't gain much glory or much recognition from her plight and the plight of other abused women. She didn't, right? She's claiming that she's standing up for the rights of all women. Well, she had her chance back then, and she clamped down her mouth and took her money and ran. That right there, that right there. Right, I'm pretty sure the jury discussed that issue. Right? Anyway, so now at the beginning of the trial, you know what I'm saying, because the cameras were all on, you know what I'm saying, Jonny Depp knew, right, that there was some gnarly shit was going to come out of the closet, you know what I'm saying, a couple of skeletons with some 45s, right, and then the story was going to get told down. But he knew one thing in his mind, and his legal team, they pushed this issue too. He was telling the truth no matter what, the good part or the bad part. Right? He's going to have to walk through it. The light's going to be right on him. This is your life, Johnny. You want to vindicate yourself, then you need to come clean. You need to tell us all of it. And he did. In my opinion, Mr. Depp testified to the truth as to the way it occurred, right? The way he recalled it. You know what I'm saying? And the evidence backed up by, the witnesses that testified for him, you know what I'm saying, as to the way all of these different events went down. To their best of their recollection, I shouldn't have smoked that bowl. Best of their recollection. See, I still can't say it. Anyways, so, right, under direct examination by his own lawyers, I seriously, truly believe that Jonny Depp told all the truth. But in the beginning, he was real shy about it. He was drooling. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to, he was concentrating solely on his own promise to himself in regards to Miss Heard. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted to hammer that point home. No matter what the outcome of this trial was, he wanted her to understand that this was it. This is the end. I'm not messing with you no more. Right? Win, lose, or draw. Right? You and me are done. Boom. Right? In the very beginning. And that was Jonny Depp, the introvert. That was the person that she was abusing. I've seen this scenario 100 times. Friends, people that I know, I've seen it. I've seen this interaction between the abuser and the abused when they are by themselves and they are their true selves. And Jonny Depp is really a pretty cool, laid back kind of a guy, you know what I'm saying, who's lived a rough, pretty tumble life. He's 58 years old. He's just barely a little bit younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's got money. Yeah, he's got it all. But he's still got that shy, small, sensitive side. And in the beginning, right, that's what was showing. While she was all stern and, trying to mock him and all this stuff. And saying the jury was watching all of this. Right? You know what I'm saying? The turning point for Jonny Depp's personality, for his demeanor to change was like about 8 or 9 days into the trial, and then fans showed up with a whole bunch of alpacas. Because Jonny Depp, we all know Jonny Depp loves alpacas. We all kind of sort of do, but we like their sweaters. Right? But when he came out of the courtroom that day, and then the social media pictures, everything, the look on his face of pure surprise, followed by absolute joy, you know what I'm saying? And then understanding from, that was the turning point for Jonny Depp. Right? From that point forward, he was more open, he was more flamboyant, and he was more, colorful in his dress, he was more assertive, you know what I'm saying? He looked around the courtroom, at everybody, he made solid eye contact with everybody he looked at except Miss Heard. You know what I'm saying? Right? He paid attention. He was in the game the whole time from that point forward. Right? And then as the outpouring of love and support for Mr. Depp grew and built a bit over the course of the trial, right, Jonny Depp became more and more confident, you know what I'm saying, win, lose, or draw, that his side of the story was going to be told. He wasn't playing up to the crowd. The crowd played to him. People still love Jonny Depp. Pirates of the Caribbean, I liked Depp that way back in the years when he was young, and some of the earlier movies that he did. His raw talent showed through then. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, right now, we're still dealing with Depp, his testimony, his story, because he gets to tell his story first, right? When his psychologist, when his two friends, right, the couple, that looked after him, that took care of him, his counselor, his nurse, his trainer, all those people, right, when they testified, and then when his psychologist got on the stand and testified, those three people's, their depositions and their testimony all matched. Boom. It was all the same. Right? And Heard's lawyer, she tried to grill him, but it still came out the same way as it did in the video deposition that they did way back. Right? You know what I'm saying? And Depp's lawyer capitalized on that. You know what I'm saying? And Heard's lawyers didn't. Heard's lawyers, that was their opportunity to present their case, but they were waiting. They were waiting to get their shot at Depp. You know what I'm saying? We're going to rip him to shreds. But when their turn came, they didn't. He was steadfast. He stood firm. He told the truth. He looked everybody in the eye and he put it out. No matter what it was good or bad. No matter if it was a whole bag of MDMA or just a little couple of grams. It doesn't matter. Jonny Depp put his money down and said, yeah, I did all of that. Yeah, that's me. All of that stuff happened. But what she's telling you did not happen the way she's telling it to you. I'm not saying that it didn't happen, right? And I deserve whatever I get for it from somebody else besides you. You know what I'm saying? For whatever I did, but I stand here accountable for what I did, right? But I want the truth to be told. That's what came out of the direct cross-examination from Heard's lawyer. And everybody in that courtroom, everybody in the media, everybody on Twitter, everybody in Sri Lanka, everybody that's followed along this whole thing since it started knows that Jonny Depp laid it out straight and they claimed all of it, every bit of it, right? And Sam, I'm pretty sure there ain't too many skeletons left in the closet in Mr. Depp's house, right, because of it. He's a better person. You know what I'm saying? He knows. The weight has been lifted off of his shoulders concerning the truth, right, and the tarnishment of his reputation, you know what I'm saying, and his value as a human being, you know what I'm saying, has, skyrocketed? No. It's come back to where it was. He redeemed himself. His redemption came from those 7 people, right? Amber Heard, on the other hand, right, when she had her turn, right, she tried to play to the strength of the previous testimony of the previous trial, right? And when the judge ruled that they couldn't use any of that evidence because the trial wasn't about that. They'd already had that trial and it was already decided. This was a completely new case. This was not anything that's socially related to any of that. It was only about the article that she wrote. And I'll bet you $1 against a box of donuts that the question that the jury asked the judge about the title of the op-ed, should we consider that as a defamatory statement? Or do we just stick to these 3 points right here? And when the judge ruled that the title was included within the op-ed article, because it is part of it, I believe that out of the jury that were convinced, right, that she defamed Mr. Depp's character, voted on the basis of that title, that the title alone was defamatory. It didn't have to speak to anybody specifically. It was the statement made by itself. Dominoes, bing, bing, bing. Okay, so he's right. And saying all of this evidence and everything points exactly to what Mr. Depp is saying, right? Ms. Heard has nothing to do. She can't. She only had one leg to stand on, and that was solely based on the evidence from the previous trial in the UK that the judge allowed. So and the jury decided this case on the merit of the evidence and the testimony. Both of them had their chance. She had all her whole week to cry up there and bitch and complain and to carry the flag that she dropped. Right? She had her chance. Jonny didn't do any of that. Jonny stood straight up and looked the man right in the eyeball and said, "Yeah, I did that." So what comes out of all of this? Right? Well, I thought this was rather cool. Right? Was that once the judge handed the case over to the jury for their deliberations, right? Jonny Depp, he already had a previously, right, written out, obligation to perform with Jeff Beck over in England for the build-up to the Queen's Jubilee ceremonies. This is already a done deal before any of this happened, right? When he got to England and he broke out and he threw down with one of the greatest of them all. You know what I'm saying? And not only played 1 show or 2 shows, but played 3 nights in a row with a raging, screaming crowd. You know what I'm saying? Jonny Depp knew exactly, right? You know what I'm saying? How it was going to play out. Right? You know what I'm saying? That was the beginning. Those 3 nights with Mr. Beck, you know what I'm saying, was the beginning of Jonny Depp's new career. Not his comeback. He never faded. His new career. Right? Because he's a well of a guitarist himself. He's a damn good actor. And so I've been reading the feed, this and that, and all of the social media rumors and all the bullshit from all the influencers. Johnny Depp's going to get to be Jack Sparrow again. I seriously doubt that he'll ever want to play that role again. And if he does, he'll solely do it just for spite. And it will be so difficult and it will cost Disney so much because he's going to do it exactly his way, the way it should have been done in the first place. Which is only fair. You understand? But I have the feeling that Mr. Depp is going to, his star is going to rise again. The clouds are going to clear away from the full moon, right? And he's going to shine. And Amber Heard when she walked into the courtroom the very first time over there in England, right? She was not prepared for what she was getting herself into, right? And probably, most likely, Joe, because of her histrionic, dysfunction. Right? Her thinking that she shouldn't be the one. It should be all of her glory. It should be all of her stuff. Remember $50,000 on wine, right? In 3 months, right? Now I'd like to see what her shoe closet looks like. I bet you she's the queen. I tease people. I tease some of my lady friends. Some of the ones that I've known for years and years and years about being the princess of the universe. But Amber Heard presented herself, in my opinion, as the evil queen of the universe, evil Queen Batmorda. She was so jealous of that little tiny baby, right? She was there was so much evil in her. There was so much hate. There was so much pent up. Right, you know what I'm saying? Resentment toward herself because she couldn't shine like, right? That she had to put it on something else, something innocent, something just simple. You know what I'm saying? It's just someone's reputation, right? If I can't have it, I'm not going to even let you get a chance to have it. That's not the way to look at things, young people, right? Sure, you got to work hard to earn something. But respect is not something that you earn. Respect is something you have, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't earn my respect. If you act in a respectful way, I'm going to respond in a respectful way. And believe me, I take respect very far. You know what I'm saying? It's not about more. It's about, enjoying the journey that your gift gave you, right? Being a good person, doing the right thing. Johnny Depp stood up and he atoned for him. Well, I can't say that, but I seriously believe that redemption is going to drive Johnny Depp forward, right? And all those people that loved him and all those people that supported him, it's going to drive them forward. And everybody's going to be repaid back. The reward for Mr. Depp, right, was handed to him the day that the verdict, ruled in his favor. I believe so. There you go, Joe. All right. This is me, Brian. Please like and subscribe and share this video. Right? If you think, there should be a different perspective to American justice. Thank you.